It's a new day today, but I made a couple of changes to this fencing project. I've been trying to test it with one of these. This is a non-contact AC voltage tester or detector. These work great for if you're in a house. They work okay if you're trying to test a DC fence charger, because it's really just looking for a fluctuation, a spike in voltage or any kind of voltage that's sort of beyond ambient. And I have used this to test at the Homestead, but the Homestead is maybe a few hundred feet of wire, and this is a 0.15 joule fence charger. It supposedly would work for up to 5 miles. By the time you get to the end of 5 miles, I don't think you're gonna feel a whole lot. I have actually I take that back. I have maybe about 1,500 feet or so of wire kind of wrapped around the orchard right now, which is, somewhere on the ballpark of maybe a third of a mile, I guess. So yeah, it's really not, or it shouldn't be, stretching the limits of this charger, but I'm starting to think that maybe the current's just not strong enough for this little tester. I did bring a rod. I just had a metal dowel sitting around at the Homestead. I brought it here. I hammered it pretty deep into the ground, and I'm using that, and I didn't notice a change. I made a few adjustments in a few places that I thought it might have been shorting out. That didn't make a change. And then I bit the bullet and I used the final test, which was resting my hand on the wire ever so gently, and it is definitely charging. Now, it gives you a little, jolt, but again, it's 0.1 joules. It's not going to kill you or shock your heart or anything. Anyways, I guess it's working. I don't feel super confident about it. I don't know that it's strong enough to stop deer. I'm hoping that the physical barrier is enough to deter them, with maybe a little bit of a shock is enough to just push them away. But obviously, if they're very determined to get in there, I don't think this is going to stop them. But I do think it's probably about as good as I can do right now. I kind of ran out of wire, but I went ahead and added a second clip in the center here. So now we've got one, about 16 inches or so off the bottom. We've got the top one that's probably about 5-ish feet off the ground. And then I have one that's kind of splitting the difference there. So I don't think any deer are going to have too easy of a time squeezing through there, and I'm hoping, if they do try to squeeze in there, maybe their soft bellies will get a nice shock. Maybe that'll be enough to deter them from going in there. I mean, they have all of these other woods. I don't know why they insist on coming and rubbing up against the handful of trees that are in here, but I'm convinced that deer and squirrel are just two of the biggest jerks in Mother Nature. And I know there's some squirrel lovers out there. You guys, you have fun with that. But squirrels, they just destroy so much stuff. Deer destroy so much property. They're kind of a nuisance, both of them. I don't know what purpose they serve. Deer, their only purpose apparently is to bring ticks onto your property. I also promised to show this in the last video, but I didn't, so here's an example. This willow tree was standing straight up. It is no longer. It has all of these deep gashes here, all the way up the bark here. So hopefully that heals, but man, that is deep. You can see he's kind of leaning over really hard. Also, here's another one. This one's really bad. All the bark, pretty much halfway around, is all rubbed off. So it only has bark on the back side. Honestly, I'm half tempted to just cut it and let... Is this new? Oh yeah, that is new growth down there. I'm kind of tempted to just cut it down here and just let a whole new willow tree kind of take over. Because this one is oh man, it's rubbed out on the backside too. All the way down. Oh my gosh, yeah. God, beautiful willow tree too. Look at it. It's probably a good 5 or 6 feet. It had a really good start. I may have to cut it down to the ground this winter and hope for a whole new tree to grow back. Oh, that's painful. But yeah, no, not a fan. Not a fan of deer. Not particularly a fan of squirrels. I think they're fine as long as they hang out in the trees. They can eat all the nuts they want. They just start causing trouble when they start. Honestly, I've had squirrels just strip an entire peach tree. An entire peach tree. I've had squirrels just strip it down, take every single peach, and leave a pile of pits down at the trunk. So yeah, they're no friends of mine. Anyways, I came out here to put in that center line, which I did as far as I could. I'm still missing a little bit, but I'm also going to try to knock down some of these mounds that I sort of built up. I haven't had an opportunity to do that because I wanted to focus on trying to protect the trees first. Now I can come back and, you know, make the dirt a little prettier. I did set up a request for chip drop. We'll see. I don't know. I'm very hopeful that I can get a chip drop out here because I need a lot of mulch to cover up all this disturbed soil, and we'll see how it goes. I looked for chip drops in the area, and they are happening. Supposedly the wait times are about a week. It's been about a week. We'll see. Hopefully somebody gives me a call soon.